American television sitcom Sister Sister turned its balance of healthy parent involvement, even-keeled kids, and typical teenage problems into a successful formula that has led to a long life in syndication since the series ended over 2 decades ago. The show managed to maintain its loyal fan base over time by providing the whole family with enjoyable and relatable experiences. Teens can see themselves in the twins as they experience typical problems in high school with friends, boys, and each other. And parents can appreciate the lessons learned and family discussions that take place in each episode. Sister Sister premiered on ABC as part of its TGIF lineup on April 1st, 1994. It was created by Kim Bass, Gary Gilbert, and Fred Schaeferman, and produced by DePass Entertainment and Paramount Network Television. It starred identical twins Tia and Tamera Mori as Tia Landry and Tamera Campbell, Jack A. Harry as Tia's mother, Lisa Landry, Tim Reed as Tamera's father, Ray Campbell, and Marcus Houston as neighbor, Roger Evans. The Mori twins became the driving force behind the idea for Sister Sister after visiting their younger brother Taj on the set of a show he was on called Out All Night with Patti LaBelle, Morris Chestnut, Vivica A. Fox, Dwayne Martin, and Simon O'Brien. The executive producer of that show loved that Taj had twin sisters. She met with them and said, "You girls need to be on TV." So the girls bounced some ideas off her. Since they loved The Parent Trap, as well as the young adult novel series Sweet Valley High, which coincidentally was also made into a TV series in the mid-90s, they decided they wanted to do something similar. Every network the show was pitched to, though, turned it down, except ABC. 20 years after the show went off the air, Jackie revealed that she almost turned down the role of Lisa Landry because she didn't want to play a mom.
Did you almost turn down the role?
I thought my career was over. And that was put in my head because traditionally it was. You played, once you got to mom stage, your career just went downhill from there. From being a sex symbol, which I didn't think of myself. I wasn't a sex symbol. I was just a funny woman who happened to have some curves. But I didn't take it, into account that other people were looking at me like that. So once I got to it, I went, oh God, I'm a mother now. I'm finished. My career's over.
So what tipped you over the scale? What made you ultimately say yes?
When I got into the audition or the test, which was the final stage, Tim Reed, and we clicked right away. The chemistry was awesome. I mean, it went bam. I mean, I got it right there on the spot.
Tim almost didn't play Ray Campbell either. He's also spoken out over the last couple of years about what a fluke it was that he ended up on the show.
They called me, and I had been into a rouse with one of the most incredible, unrespected, I don't know if it's unrespected, certainly unsung producers, writers, talent, people in the history of our business, Suzanne DePass. And so when they were doing this show, at that time, ABC suggested me. Of course, she said no. And when they called me and I said, that's interesting, and they told me who the producer was, I said no. So finally, there was a AFI event that my daughter was one of the first, well, not the first, I think second Black Miss, Global Globes, Miss something. They always had somebody, celebrity's daughter. And so we were going to that. So we dress up. I'm going to see my daughter. And as we get there, literally on my way to the event, she said, "Is this really a no? They really," I said, "Yes, it's a no." Boom. I go in, and who is the table sitting next to me? Suzanne DePass. So Suzanne, who's never been someone to shy from a discussion, she said, "I'd like to speak with you." And of course, out of respect and a tad of fear, I said, "All right, let's talk." And we had a wonderful conversation. It was a conversation of honesty. I was able to tell her the truth from my point of view. She told me what had happened, and I said I had nothing to do with it. I said, to prove it, the person who's responsible is at my table. And I walked over and I said, tell her so that she will stop thinking that I was in any way disrespecting her. And he did. And the hatchet was thrown away. And she said, will you do it? I said, yes, ma'am, I will do it. You tell me when and where to be there, and I'll be there. And from that moment to this, Suzanne DePass has been, I love her dearly.
Fun fact, Tim's real-life wife, Daphne Maxwell Reid, made a guest appearance on Sister Sister in Season 4, Episode 10. A few months prior, she just wrapped the series finale episode of another popular sitcom, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, where she'd played the second Aunt Vivian for 3 years. The premise of Sister Sister goes a little something like this. Tia, the more responsible and studious twin, lives in inner-city Detroit with her adoptive mother, Lisa, who works as a seamstress. Tamera, the more fun-loving and impulsive twin, lives in the suburbs of the same city with her adoptive father, Ray, who owns a successful limousine service. Neither girl nor their parents were the wiser that the girls had a sibling somewhere in the world, let alone that they were one half of a set of identical twins. After the girls randomly cross paths while shopping at a clothing store at the mall with their adoptive parents, Ray reluctantly allows Tia and Lisa to move into his home with Tamera, because Lisa was about to take a new job in another state, which would have separated the girls again. Sister Sister was also one of those shows that used the practice of breaking the fourth wall to address the audience. This was done by Tia and Tamera so they could express their feelings about the goings-on in their everyday life. As far as the theme song goes, your guess is as good as mine who's actually singing the original one used from seasons 1 through 4, since it's never been confirmed. An updated version was used starting in season 5, but this time everyone knew who was singing since it was Tia and Tamera themselves.
I got my own lines, I do my own style in my own time, and now everybody sees how different we have come to be.
Roger, the girl's neighbor, is an annoying teenager who is infatuated with both of them. They frequently reject his advances, but due to his persistent ways, he never stops pursuing them, lending the girls to come up with their trademark refrain to get him away from them.
Go home, Roger. Go home, Roger. Go home, Roger.
Over time, he would develop into a trusted confidant for the twins, more than a potential love interest. Fun fact, Marcus Houston wasn't only an actor. At this time, he was also pulling double duty as a pop star. He'd been a member of the R&B group Immature, later known as IMX, for a couple of years before the series even started. If you'd like to know more about Immature, you can check out the video I've already done on them. In 2023, TV1's Uncensored aired an episode on Marcus. He revealed that the popularity his name already carried from his singing group kinda got under everyone's skin on the set of Sister Sister.
It was Tia and Tamera's show, obviously. And we were at the same time Immature was big. So we would come to set and the boys would come to set and we would kind of steal the attention. And it wasn't really favorable for us to steal the attention. So, you know, that like we would go and perform in the crowd on the breaks and stuff like that. We would sing and stuff like that. So then the producers was like, oh, you can't do that. You know, we don't want that to happen. It's taking attention from the show. So I was like, you know what? If y'all aren't gonna let my boys come on, then I don't want to be here. So it kind of started a little bit of a rift. Adults have a plan. Sometimes when that doesn't go to plan and then something else comes along and kind of disrupts that plan, adults kind of get frazzled. It's like, oh my gosh, we didn't expect this. And, you know, rightfully so, it was Tia and Tamera's show. You know, everybody knew that. Nobody expected Roger to just come, boom, you know, and take over. It had got to that point where they would start writing entrances for Roger. Like, we want Roger to come out of this so we can have the big scream and the big, you know, applause. And then they would tell the audience, like, you know, you got to calm down. It's distracting the actors. My thing was, like, when it stopped becoming fun for me, I didn't want to do it no more. I didn't care about the money. I didn't care about the success or the fame. It wasn't fun to me anymore. Before the last season, I tried to quit. And, you know, it came back. I think the first 2 seasons were on ABC. And after I quit, all the producers called me. They called my dad. They called Chris. And like, what can we do to get Marcus to come back? Tia and I were closer than Tamera and I were. And, you know, at a certain point, we talked about it briefly. But it was kind of like an unsaid thing. They were very upset with me that I wasn't gonna come back because they didn't understand as well. So, the third season when we did come back, they kind of like just didn't talk to me for the first like couple episodes because they were hurt. And I understood it. They were hurt because they didn't know why I did that. And they didn't know what was going on behind the scenes. So for me, we made up. And there was this thing called, like, we had this gum wall where it was one of the sets, like, behind the wall, like, people would stick gum and write messages. So I wrote them a message one day and I told them, I was like, I'm really sorry, guys, and I really love you. And after that, everything was perfect.
Fun fact, Marcus and Tia had feelings for each other during the run of the show, and she even admitted that he was her first real kiss. They never dated or became an official couple, though. Ronrico Lee and Dion Richmond came on board for the last 2 seasons of the series, playing the roles of Tia and Tamera's boyfriends, Tyreek Scott and Jordan Bennett. Tia meets Tyreek through Ray when Tyreek works for him as a mechanic. He's a high school dropout after having a run-in with the law and being arrested for a crime his older brother committed. He eventually decides to get his GED and, with some help from Ray, was permitted to graduate with the girls and Jordan. Tamera meets Jordan while working on their high school newspaper together, with Tamera as a writer and Jordan as editor. Both Tyreek and Jordan appeared in Season 5 as recurring characters, and then became main characters in Season 6. In 2020, Tamera did a sister-sister Q&A on her YouTube channel. She was very surprised by one question that asked why neither she nor her sister had any on-screen kisses with their boyfriends.
The fact that you even recognize that is so true. Because back in the day, we were prude. I'm just gonna call it like it is. We were so prude. I didn't want to. I did not want to. I was like, listen, I don't even know the person. We don't want to. That was my reasoning. I can't speak for Tia, but I know I was prude. Let's just say that.
She also admitted to having a little crush on Dion and attributed that fact to how great their chemistry was. She got butterflies around guest stars Brandon Adams and Jason Weaver, too. As a result of ABC removing Sister Sister from its TGIF lineup for its second season, ratings declined significantly, and the network ultimately canceled the series in 1995. But as we know now, that wasn't the end of the show. The WB scooped in to rescue Sister Sister, where it aired for an additional 4 seasons. Just like her sister, Tia also spoke about her experience on their show on her YouTube channel in 2020. She revealed some shocking information about how differently she and her sister were treated as the stars of a successful TV show compared to their counterparts that didn't look like them.
It was very evident to me when I would walk on sets and I would see how certain stars or actors would be treated who weren't of ethnicity. Better dressing room, better trailer. Now I'm like more aware what that was, which is a budget, but back then I didn't know what a budget was. It was so clear how you would see one show that didn't have a diverse cast that just had a bigger budget. So everything just seemed bigger and better. It was even with pay. I was on a television show called Sister Sister, and I remember once the show became a hit, it's very normal for you to ask for a raise. That's what happens, right? People get raises. But it was always so hard for my sister and I to get what we felt like we deserved. And our paycheck never equaled our counterparts that weren't of, diversity. And that was frustrating, very, very frustrating.
Also that year, Tia recorded a video for ET Online Unfiltered, where she again talked about the blatant racism that she and her sister dealt with when trying to get more exposure for themselves.
It was around Sister Sister days, and the show was extremely popular. We were beating, in the ratings, Friends around that time. So my sister and I, we wanted to be on the cover of this very popular magazine at the time, and it was a teenage magazine. And we were told that we couldn't be on the cover of the magazine because we were Black and we would not sell.
For a number of episodes in season 5, Roger appears infrequently with little to no explanation. In fact, after Tia and Tamera graduate from high school, Roger isn't seen or mentioned again. Since he was a year younger than the twins, it fits the show's trajectory with him still being in high school while they went off to college. He explained what happened in his uncensored episode.
It was crazy because when I was there, I was Roger. But when I wasn't there, I was this global young teen icon superstar. So it was like two different people. And it was just crazy. I remember sitting with Chris and I was like, if this is gonna be something, because Immature was, it was coming to an end. It was kind of like, we tried to even do changing our name to IMAX, getting older. It didn't really work. Immature was the brand, and it just kind of was getting a little cloudy in that sense. So once I went solo, I think it helped because I stopped doing Sister Sister. Had I gone for 2 more seasons, I think that image would have been just printed and stuck in people's heads, and I don't think I would have been able to have a career after that. So I felt like I made the right decision by stepping away from Sister Sister, and it was that. It wasn't any beef, or me and the girls were on great terms. Me and all the producers were on great terms. It was really the decision to step away from Sister Sister because I felt like I don't see the future in Sister Sister, not Roger.
Sister Sister had international appeal as well, airing in various areas including Latin America, Spain, Australia, New Zealand, and the UK. The first and second seasons of the show were put out on DVD by CBS DVD between 2008 and 2009, but they were eventually discontinued. Years later, Visual Entertainment Inc. stepped in to acquire the distribution rights to the series for the US and Canada, and announced that they would also release a complete DVD set of the series, which was done in 2016. Fair warning to all Sister Sister fans though, due to copyright issues, these releases are heavily edited. In 2017, rumors started developing about a potential continuation of Sister Sister, with both Tia and Tamera confirming that talks were ongoing and that a sequel series was very close to happening. 2 years later though, the reboot was put on hold indefinitely. Tia commented rights issues as part of the reason for things not moving forward. As of the making of this video, the entire series of Sister Sister is available on several streaming services, including Hulu, Paramount Plus, and Netflix.